What is power to you?
Power to me is like what the example of the white man. He creates the laws. He creates the vision. Because when that white man put on his coat, guess what you butlers do? Y'all put on y'all shit. Y'all put on y'all shoes and tell us niggas that we can't come, right? And that's what power to me is when they write the laws. When their God, when anytime your God that people gotta work, that people worship looks like them. It don't look our black God, our as black folks, our God is white. Our education is a white curriculum. Our belief is from a white Eurocentric civilized understanding. Our currency is a white face on that dollar. Our military is white instruction. You got black people work
we live
there
in a white country,
but it's still the law is still yielded around them. Until we start trying to figure out how we should learn from white people on how to gain power, but education is not going to teach you that.
Poverty isn't a black issue, and success isn't just a white issue. When people say you talk white because you can articulate your words, or they say, "Oh, you use slang, so you're talking like you're black." Like it's the same thing. And what happens is like our community, we take advice from people about things that they've never done or they've never taken the time to understand. We have broke people trying to give people advice about how to get rich. We have women trying to tell men how to be men, and then we have men trying to tell women how to be mothers. So if we start focusing on what we actually can control, like to your point, True, as soon as you say that there are things that you can do that JP can't do, everybody on this panel thought of three things off the top of their head. They're probably three very similar things. And the difference is that you don't shame him for the fact that he can't go do A, B, or C. You just understand the fact that he chooses to operate in a way that limits him from doing those things because his value system is like severely different than yours. So if you respect the differences between people, I mean, again, looking at their results, you can say, okay, well, cool. He's okay doing this. This is okay for him, but this is not okay for me. But just because it's okay for him doesn't mean that it's, bad for me.
Can I give you a different perspective of why I do that? Because we try to blanket results across the board. True results is imitation of white men. I'm just gonna call it like it is. Progression, I'm not against progression. I'm against what we progressing to. You progressing to become an imitation of white men, of how they see fit. I don't hear in your results. I'm gonna ask you, is your results of your progression that you have progress? I want to ask you, are you a ruler? Do you have your own military? Did you create your own curriculum? Did you create your own God that always looks like us? Do you create your own laws? So when you talk about you progress, what did you progress in? Under another man's infrastructure that you would never rule in, that you would never be a king in, that another man will still have his foot on your neck. And the only reason why you talking proper English is because he told you that's how he want your nigga ass to talk in his companies. At the end of the day, all of us when you want that job, you have to conform. You have to throw away your nigga lit and adopt that. All us black folks got that that white personality, that white voice. Hi, my name is J Prince, the president, and I'm more intrigued about this company because I think this company is very, very fantastic. I have been doing my research on your company, and I think that I can fit. I'm very reliable. I'm trustworthy, and I'm a great team player. So you ain't saying nothing that I don't know how to say. Well, that's our white begging voice, right? So, but you notice white people don't have to do that to you. Only thing I want us black men to do is if you're going to talk about progression, let's have that same power. So when a white man come to us, they have to conform to us. Why is progression? It's always us black men and black women conforming. Changing you now, the black women, they don't give their babies nigga names. They give them Bob, Tony, and you black men is okay with that.
I'll answer
as black men, we can't even go in the real world being our natural self. You can't go wear your dreads. You can't have no bass in your voice, right? And so it's not designed for you. It's designed for you to be sub-Saharan subordinate. Subjective. You are nothing more than a servant. That's what workers mean. You are a servant because these workplaces is not your. Just because you work in corporate, you don't own corporate. You just because you go to the military, that's not your fight. You are being used for their benefit. That's in everything we do here in America, from military, from working to woo out the bam. So I wish you use your wit in your education to use your critical thinking to know how to depict that where you stand. And I view that as the white man is the pimp and you black men is the hoe. Point blank, period. I don't care how you don't like it until you create your own infrastructure. You ain't progressing in. Only thing you would progress into how to be a better hoe.
Period.
So I have a question, Jay. Just curious. You chastise Bo for dividing the man on the panel, but you've just done the same thing. You've done it. But so basically, you're saying it's between the Pookies, who are the righteous black men, and then the Trues, who are the white men who have fallen into the progression. But this is the thing I want to ask you. Say that I agreed with what you're saying and that we need to make progress somehow. Do you think that it would be easier to create my own or use what I've gained by being inside of the white system that you talked about, and then use the financial resources, the ability, the resources, the network that I have to then go create my own?
Well, us black folks never did it.
I just need you to answer the question I asked, not just yes or no. Pick one. Is it easier to do something from inside of to make affect change from the inside or the outside?
I would say no.
Okay, if that's the case, then we can't say that what he is doing is wrong or better, because the way that society judges the right and wrong in this conversation is about who has the best life, who has the most resources, who has the widest ability, the widest reach. And unfortunately, the Pookies are never going to be in a superior position to the Trues.
See, and let me respond to that. That's I 100% disagree with you. First off, black people been making a lot of money for a long time, and they've been in government. They've been in all type of positions. They never went back to the black neighborhood. So although they say that shit on their way up, but when they get up, they forget all about us niggas. But one thing about us ghetto boys and niggas and thugs, this is what I mean, creating their own. We are out of the black people, the ghetto guys are the most influential. They the most influenced. We have influenced the world based on our own definition, what we see fit. We created comedy through our pain. We created rap music. We created that. We told people how to dress up their cars. We told people how to wear their clothes. We told people how to eat. We told people how to use slang and ebonics. Slang and ebonics drew so many millions into the black community. It's called rap. It's called ghetto gangster movies, right? Our image from the gangsters and the thugs and the criminals, and when you think about the black influential black men that majority of the black people care about, they was gangsters. They was the Crips and Bloods, the GDs and Vice Lords, and those. It wasn't you butlers, right? You butlers, only thing you are doing is trying to be a proper imitation of a white man. This is why a majority of the black women don't get they pussy wet when they talk to y'all. Yeah, they say they respect you, but Bo will fuck me before she will fuck any one of y'all. Because I'm different. I brings my own swag, right? In Willie, we is so impactful to the point where the white man tries to emulate us. People in Europe, Africa, all these other places tries to emulate the gangsters and the Pookies and the thugs. They don't try to emulate y'all.
Would you take I'm sorry, go ahead, True.
Yeah, so I'm glad, Jay Prince, that we're having this conversation, because you try to, convey your thoughts by changing your voice. And I know it was a struggle for you. And so the thing about my people, see, the way I speak is the way I speak. And I'm glad we're worlds apart. I'm glad this is actually occurring, because this has been something that I've talked about for years. The unfortunate part is that you've adopted an ideology that the way you are only able to articulate, that's just your strength. That is the limit. And unfortunately, I don't subscribe to that. That's the issue that people like yourself have with the black men like myself. I don't have to pretend this is me. I'm like this all the time. You can ask Willie or anybody who's ever spoken to me. I don't switch up. There is no duality. That's the unfortunate part. And the reason why our community sometimes does not get the respect, as you said, the military and all those things, which are all great things to subscribe to and try to, institute. But the problem is that we're infighting now. I can't get a brother that looks like you, that looks like me, to even come alongside progress. You'll fight it because you assume that it's trying to be received by someone who's white, which is dumb. That's why I'm saying you need to get outside of your small brain, your small community, and those people who think like you, because the world will tell you different. There's no place on the planet that you can go that there's not going to be a progressive class. That's just how humanity is wired. This is how this works. And so I don't get why.
May I ask you a question, True, real quickly?
Sure.
Let's just use military and people working in corporate.
Nope.
Isn't there when men are getting taught something and educated in something or practice something, shouldn't they take that what they have learned? Because they said you teach a man how to fish, you teach a man, you don't give a man nothing, you teach him how to fish so he can fish on his own. So when you became in the military or you became in corporate, how come you never was taught how to own your own corporate, how to own your own military? You all have served in these things for 20 plus years, but yet you still have not managed to create your own. You still have not managed to create your own corporate. Yet you telling me to go work and be proud to that the white man gave me an opportunity.
But I never said, and I think that's a fair question. I have no aspirations to create a military, but I'll tell you, I have.
What do you have aspirations in creating?
Well, I've been creating and making my own choices for quite some time. I don't have a boss. I haven't had one in a long time. And that's.
Well, tell me something. What have you created, Mr. True Table?
Well, I'm not gonna chew up the mic to tell what I created, but I'm just speaking to the fact for a reason. This is where you're stuck, and that's cool.
I'll do it for you, True. I got you. Oh, so you said what did he create? I'll answer for him.
That impacts the black nation.
Not a problem. So of the 360 employees that I've had in the 10 years that I've been in business for myself, 90% of them have been black. Also, of those, half of them have been military veterans. The reason why I say that is because I'm putting black people into a space where black people almost don't belong to the people who are according to the people who are in the space, which is cybersecurity. So there's not. I don't think there's another consulting firm.
Also, you own a security company.
In America that's bigger than mine as far as having a black staff. So what I'm doing that affects black people is I'm putting millions of dollars in black homes by creating job opportunities for black people. That's something that, again, thugs, influencers will never ever be organized or disciplined enough to do, because you guys' view ends at the block that you live on. So of the two of us, who is doing more for black people? Someone who's hired almost 400 people who look like him, or the person who is saying that, hey, well, I finessed the church for 1,600.
I would say me, Willie, because I'm teaching my black people to have an independent thought, and at first everything starts with a thought. Your end result is ran right back to putting millions. I don't care how much money you put in black people houses. Still, you ain't gaining power with that. We have seen with rich black men that had money, and the moment they start talking about open up their own politics, like with Diddy trying to open up his own politician to vote, and guess what? He got charged with a case, basically telling him you better pipe down, right? So you still not powerful. All of this stuff, you basically saying, okay, you put money
compared to what? So we have to compare it to like who's involved in the conversation. So let's
No,
say that
what I
it's
mean
me
is,
and you and True that
y'all
are having
talk
a
around
conversation.
gaining power. This is why I don't respect the conversation, because it's making money is not getting power for black people. Especially black people been having money in America for a very long time. And guess what? You still got the march down the street for police brutality, and then the police get to walk off no matter how much money you got. So that's not power, right? So putting money in people's pockets, that's not
what is power to
yielding
you?
conversation.
What is power to you?
Power to me is like what the example of the white man. He creates the laws. He creates the vision. Because when that white man put on his coat, guess what you butlers do? Y'all put on y'all shit. Y'all put on y'all shoes and tell us niggas that we can't come, right? And that's what power to me is, when they write the laws. When they're God, when anytime your God that people got to work, that people worship looks like them. It don't look, our black God, our as black folks, our God is white. Our education is a white curriculum. Our belief is from a white Eurocentric civilized understanding. Our currency is a white face on that dollar. Our military is white instruction. You got black people
We
work
live
there,
in a white country,
but it's still, the law is still yielded around them. Until we start trying to figure out how we should learn from white people on how to gain power, but education is not going to teach you that. There is not going to teach you to compete with them. The white, this was what y'all black men don't understand. Do you think that these white people who been oppressing y'all so long? I understand that y'all biracial, you got light skin privilege, but do you think they're gonna really give us an education to teach black people how to rule over them? Is you cool?
and
This
I
is
give you
something
that.
that we have to figure out.